this video, what we're going to be doing is a tutorial, kind of. It's not really a real tutorial, it's just following what we do. This is my first time doing it, pretty much on everything I've done so far. Every tutorial I've ever done for the channel. We're going to be replacing the high pressure power steering hose. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and get the vehicle prepped, ready for the change, lift it up and all that.
So what's the hose that we changed today, Jose? Tell them about it.
Damn, alright, so...
Tell them about the hose. I mean the hose.
The hose? Alright, so first of all, the first step is going to be, we're going to wipe all this crud off. Alright, if you see this right here, that's not the hose we got to replace.
Which one is the one we got to replace?
It's this one up there. And you're gonna have to take off the wheel, as you can see what we did here. Take it to, I can't even put my phone in there.
Maybe you might be able to
see that.
Where that sensor is?
Where the sensor is. Right there. That one? Yeah. And that hose, you're gonna have to go to the back of the engine and take those two screws up there. Which, thanks to me making this video, I can see what those screws are.
And we knew about them.
Yes, because we've done it on Ultima before.
Yes.
Which has a similar setup and the similar difficulties, except this one's a V6, so it's gonna also be more difficult.
Sad thing is, Nissan never fixes the problem.
That is true. That is true.
Have the same problem.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
that's where Broke Bros comes in.
Yeah.
Damn, I dropped my phone again.
So, now we're going to pump out the liquid into an empty container. So, this is so we minimize the mess that we're about to make here in a little bit. Hopefully. Alright. So I need kind of like a pretty, like, there we go. So, let's commence the pumping. Now, if your hand gets tired, you know, you're working on gas, because we worked on Jose's fuel pump on his Jetta a long time ago, and I got high off of that. So we're the proper pre-PA when you work on that stuff. They do have a electrical option if your hand does get tired.
We gotta reach over in the back to take off the mount from that silver hose that mounts to the back of the engine that we showed in the bottom of the vehicle. I'll put a little image right here.
Okay. All right. So tell them which one was it.
So the sizes for the top is gonna be 13 millimeter.
13.
Damn, I did.
Did you get something in your mouth?
I did.
So there it is. He's popping it off. There it is. There's that hole coming around here. Down.
So this is gonna be the 13 millimeter. There's gonna be two bolts. In an image, I'll show you which bolt is the correct one. It's gonna be the one on the left side going forward. It'll be the one on the left. All right. So now we have to get under the car to get to the power steering, so we can take off the bolt that goes from the hose to the power steering. So the part connecting to the power steering hose and the power steering pump is going to be a 24 millimeter. I only have a deep socket, so that's what I'll be using.
So he's trying to take off
This.
He's trying to like focus, but where my finger's at, that's where he's trying to take it off at. Let me see if I can get a better view for you guys here. But it should be that, if you see that reddish color on the top of that bolt, that's what you're gonna be taking off. Well, there we go. There's some quick thinking. You see that same bolt that I told you? That's where we're just untying it, and the drip for right now.
Not the drip that you want, but the drip that you get.
Well, there he goes, taking it off all the way. Maybe a little bit more drippy.
Here's that bolt.
So how this, what you're taking off?
And make sure you take off the sensor or unclip it if you care. I mean, if not, you can break it off. Don't matter. Might have to.
If you got the money to break it off, break it off.
Yeah. Oh shit, I cracked something.
I think it's finally coming out.
Yep.
I see. There it is. Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, so the two little bolts that go on at the bottom of the bracket, that bracket right there with the two bolts, is going to be a 10 millimeter. So sometimes you don't have time for this. So you say, screw the wrench.
What we got? What we got in the store?
Whenever you just don't want to spend a long time there, we got this from Harbor Freight. It's the Earthquake XT. We've showed you this before in one of the previous videos.
Yep. We use it for a lot of things. I used it a lot for when I was lowering my car, because I wasn't about to sit there for 20 days. I use one at work all the time. It does help out a lot. And I work for 12 hours during the night, so.
And just like that, they're unscrewed.
Quick, efficient. It took about a minute.
And just unclip the yellow clip if you're using the original, the OEM. Whew. Clips. Whew.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. There we go.
Free as a bird. Free bird. If you guys know what that song is, comment down below. These were the bolts that we just took out. Or what they would look like.
Alright, so that bolt right there is going to be a 14. Alright, so I'll be using a swivel at a 1-inch extension and a 14 millimeter, and my handy dandy Earthquaker.
Bro can't spend no money.
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 Oh shit.
Man, what song is that?
Alright, now we gotta find a way to remove this.
Not with the old. There she is, mosquitoes flying around.
Here
but
we
I
go.
got his ass.
Alright, so as you can see, it was leaking from somewhere here. From this area. And up here.
Thank you, Nissan.
Here we have the new one. So now we gotta take off the parts from here and put them on here.
Almost done with the job. I've been doing a challenge called 75 Hard. It is pretty difficult because I do work a night shift, 12 hours. So trying to work out during the day is pretty hard because I do want to go to sleep literally all day long. But drinking a gallon a day is good for you.
We got some of this installed. We put the sensor on. We couldn't record some of that because my phone was overheating because of the sun. So we got this part back on. We managed to put this on top of it, on top of the rubber, you know, to help it from heat from the engine bay. We're leaving this loose and that one to get better fit. You might want to take off the sensor before you take off the whole hose because we kind of struggled to take it off. All right, so that one down here, you want to tighten to foot-pounds. All right, now we're gonna screw in that part right here. If you're using a torque wrench as well, if you can fit it in there, do it to about.
How we doing?
Put it on there. Whew. Now, you know the adjustable wrench is right there. Now you just want to tighten up the sensor. Make sure it's good and snug.
What we got left?
All we got left now is we just got to put in the bolt at the top and tighten the one we didn't tighten to give it adjustment. Alright, so we ran into an issue. It sprang. But that's because it came with 2 gaskets for each bolt. And we didn't put 2 of them. One goes on the outer side and one goes under the hose circle. So we got to take that back off and put the gaskets actually on both sides, and we'll update you.
And that should pretty much be it. It should be fixed after that. I didn't hear no whining besides the spray.
Yeah. Like we said, this is basically an educational tutorial where we make the mistakes so you don't have to.
Yep. That's all it is. We're all learning in here.
Yeah,
we're just professional, but that's how we learn, is by doing it.
Yep. Alright, so basically, as you can see right here, I have 1 gasket on. And then here goes the hose, and then you want a gasket on this side too. That goes for both the bolts, the one connecting to the power rack or the steering rack, and the one connecting to the actual power steering pump.
So we went ahead and fixed the problem. We put the second gasket on the top here. Then we went ahead and fixed the leak over here by putting in this thing where I'm pointing at, the final gasket on the bottom of this, so it has a good seal. Now it doesn't leak anymore.
Yeah.
We good here.
Alright, so that's it for this episode of Berg Bros. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah. But before we finish this episode, make sure that whenever you're refilling your power steering fluid, that you're turning your wheel left and right. That way you get all the air bubbles out. And once you feel confident that nothing's leaking, you check under the bottom and your power steering isn't making any weird noises, then you're good. I'll see you next time.
Bye.